lackum, schmuckis. Like that. Lidle, deedle, deedle, lackum, schmuckis. Splookis. So, you guys seen it yet? I talked about it yesterday, but we're going to watch it today. We're going to watch the invasion of New Jersey on the feed. Because I started watching it, and then I just thought, fuck it, might as well just watch it with y'all. Especially considering we get to see all of the similarities that are associated with it. Lidle, deedle, lackum, schmuckis. Down with Iran, says a dumbass. Are you a pedophile? Are you a Matitza Blape pedophile and you're mad? Oh, down with Iran. Oh, Iran is so bad. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm not a fan of Iran. No. Lackum, schmuckis. Lidle, deedle, lackum, schmuckis. Come on, guys. Sing along. Sing along with me. Pretty insane, man. I can't wait. I'm really excited about this because I don't think people quite understand just how, like, the thing that I find so fascinating watching the documentary, again, all of the ploys that you see. At one point, somebody says, somebody hurt you really bad, implying that, like, somebody's parent, father, hurt them really bad. And these are the things that they say because these are what they experience. So you guys ready? Let's get into it. Let's see. Jewish invasion, New Jersey. New Jersey. Like, it's not even hidden. It's pretty fucked up.
What am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Keep your hands on the steering wheel.
This is Lakewood, New Jersey, home to one of the largest and fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, having anywhere from 6 to 10 kids per family, causing the community's rapid growth to spill into the neighboring towns of Jackson, Toms River,
Look at that
Brick,
idiot running.
Powell, causing non-Jewish residents to fear
I
that
love when
their
they run.
town will soon be turned into Little Jerusalem, just like Lakewood.
The tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime.
You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016. How did you get a relationship with the White House?
Israel Advisory Committee.
You don't want to say.
Why would there be a Jewish advice? Like, there's a position in our government that's a paid position, and that's the Jewish liaison to the president, to the government, whatever it may be. Israel is the number one child molesting, child raping country in the world. You are correct there, Darth. They are the worst genocidal child rape place in the entire world. Thank you for pointing that out. Did you notice what he said here?
You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016. How did you get a relationship with the White House? Who in the White House?
I think I don't want to say.
I think I don't want to say.
Right now, Chris, is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest. The powers out here are pretty immense.
It's not about Jackson. Jackson is a test.
Let's see. I'm sure you're nice, but just go bald. Yeah, right. I need to just go bald. That's what it is. Yep, because this part's a little thin, but the rest of it's there. Hey, no, let's just go bald. Let's talk about that instead of the welfare drain on our society. Because, one of the biggest issues with this video, or this video exposes, is how, there's this myth that black people are the welfare recipients and poor white trash and this, that, and the other. And you just don't realize that it's these pedophiles. Notice how the guy that pointed out that Israel was the number one pedophile place and the number one genocide place, when I pointed that out, he just put the flag. Nobody gets your point. That's why so many of you are here trying to stop it from happening, right? This is the best part about how stupid your inbreeding makes you, is that you don't realize, and you'll see it a bunch in this video, the things that they say. You're gonna see so many things that get said to me, so many take your meds kind of things, schizophrenic type of things, did somebody hurt you kind of thing. You're gonna see all that shit right here. You are all over the place. No, talking about the same thing. Come on, join us. Don't wanna wear a cool small hat. Not at all. I don't want to be a pedophile, and being a pedophile is part of the rule set. You have to be a pedophile to be a part of the thing. I'll go. What's going on? Did you watch this whole thing yet? If not, we're gonna watch it here.
Case, if it isn't squashed soon, is going to take over the entire country.
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns. You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved, people connected to the President of the United States.
The cross, stupid Christians.
Two-state solution. No, there's clearly not. I think it's going to be a fight.
I ride around Lakewood. There are near Lakewood, outside of Lakewood, and all these towns around Lakewood. There are housing developments. Where Goyam lived, they're not there yet. But all these housing developments.
Where Goyam live.
Who they could turn it around. We saw what happened in Lakewood itself. There are a lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump and become
They all sound like Woody Allen.
pioneer.
A shtickle? What was
We
that?
saw what happened in Lakewood itself. There are a lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump and become a shtickle pioneer.
Shtickle. Let's see what shtickle means real quick. A shtickle pioneer. You guys will notice that no matter what I say about them, they won't actually deny or debunk it. Like, they're not. A shtickle is a Yiddish derived term meaning a small amount or a little bit or a tiny piece of something. It is common in the English-speaking Jewish communities to describe a small quantity such as a shtickle of cake, or the famous Seinfeld reference, a shtickle of fluoride. It's pretty fucked up. And several more.
3 behaviors that
popped up.
instantly reveal you're a tourist in Japan. First, backpacks in space.
Yeah, this is interesting. Just kicked me off of the video so I could watch that stupid ass thing. It's not schmickle, dumbass. It's shtickle. You got to get it right. 13% cause over 70% of the numbers.
The Orthodox Jewish
Dumb
community
now.
consolidated political power in Lakewood, taking majority
Does
control
numbers
of the
make one
township
racist?
committee, planning
13% cause over 70% is numbers dumb now. Is numbers dumb now? What are you talking about? You're messing up here, dude. Have things on your hard drive that you shouldn't. Man, more than welcome to come look. But look at how desperate these fucking chosen are, right? They are flipping out right now. All I did was post is watching the New Jersey invasion, and look at all of them that are coming out of the woodwork like dirty little cockroaches, right? It's pretty disgusting how these fucking pedophiles exist, man. These are pedophiles.
board, zoning board, and school board, financially depleting the public school system for non-Jewish. Consolidated
There are a lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump
That-
and become a shtickle pioneer.
A
The
shtickle
Orthodox
pioneer.
Jewish community
It doesn't mean a little
consolidated
something.
political power in Lakewood, taking majority control of the township committee, planning board, zoning board, and school board, financially depleting the public school system for non-Jewish kids, overwhelming local infrastructure, turning a once quiet town into a densely populated, over-trafficked Jewish enclave, prioritizing Jews over non-Jews. Before I investigate the Jewish takeover of Lakewood and of the nearby town of Jackson, I first want to visit the town where Blueprint was born, Muncie, New York.
Someone like David Badner saw the opportunity a few years ago.
David
He
Badner.
bought several.
So you know what's crazy about this video? Is it's like the culmination of everything I've been trying to tell you guys for years. I told you guys years ago that rich Israelis have been buying up plots of land in Pennsylvania, and they're trying to make these plots of land. They're then giving it over to the settler community, and they're creating Jewish settlements all over by buying these huge plots of land. Like, it's crazy how much of this video I've been trying to tell you for years. You're going to learn about the police force. You're going to learn about the ambulance force. All these things I've been trying to tell you. The secure community network is probably the biggest threat to all of our safeties that we know of, or that we don't even know of. They're invading Argentina for sure. Like, they're just, it's a nightmare. And it's one of these things where they've used the idea that we aren't allowed to talk about it to insulate themselves for such a long time that they don't really know how to, how to deal with the fact that we're not like that. We're not going to fall for that anymore. You can't keep telling us we just can't talk about it. If you talk about it, that's anti-Semitism. And I guess it's true, because if we do what they don't want, that opposes their supremacy. And Semitism equals supremacy. So, like, it's all right there. Yeah, they literally caught Jewish settlers lighting forest fires in Argentina because they were told that they could buy land. Like, Argentina had a no foreigners buying land policy, but then the Jewish government that took over made the transition and said that now it's if land has been burned, then outsiders can buy it. And so they burn all this land, and then they come and buy it up on the for pennies on the dollar. Can you also get my frick? Look at how smart they think they are. If I can get him to say a word, I'm gonna get him to drop the N-bomb. That's all I have. I can't actually address anything being said. I can't tell you how validating this is. It's as validating as these comments, right? It's as validating as these friars in the comments who are doing everything they can to try to change the subject. Why? Why don't you want people knowing about this? Oggo says the J capital versus the Muslim capital in America. Oh yeah, we'll get there. Oh yes, because the pipe is dirty. Let's not worry about the pedophilia. Let's not worry about the invasion. Let's not worry about the genocide. Your pipe is dirty.
50 to 100 houses in Muncie. I believe that he single-handedly, in a certain way, turned around Muncie. These are opportunities that come up every once in a while, and someone has to step up to the plate.
News. Thanks for being up.
These are opportunities for them to take over.
No, we here. We outside.
When did you notice Muncie begin to form as a Hasidic Jewish enclave?
I would say 20 years ago, I saw the first start of it, and then every year, it just started to grow exponentially.
Hey! It's me!
Look, they all know his name. They all know his name. Why do they all know his name? Why do all of these random passerbys keep trying to dox him? Tyler, like they're friends. Tyler, stop talking about this. That's what you're going to see over and over again. It's just, it's to stop talking. It's not anything, right? It's not anything to do with, hey, we're good. Hey, we bring good to the world. Hey, we are the superior people, because it's literally, don't you say that. You're not allowed to say that. You're a goyim. A goyim. You hear them refer to us as goyim all the time, right?
They on Tyler. They on Tyler.
Fud. The Jews here were not happy to see me after I asked how they afford 7 to 10 kids on a single income and if they were on welfare in Curious Joel. How many kids do most people have out here?
17, 18.
How do they afford 17, 18 kids?
They are proud to do what the Torah says, that you need to be multiple and
They're proud.
fruitful.
How do you afford to study the Torah, though?
And God help me.
Does the American taxpayer help too?
Also, yes.
How do people afford to have such big families out here?
It's the same.
Tyler,
I'm Tyler.
trying to do another anti-Semitism video.
How did I spread anti-Semitism? That's crazy you said that.
See, I wish that's the biggest problem here. See, that's where the biggest issue for me lies, is that Tyler doesn't go, you're absolutely correct. I am opposed to your supremacy. Policy or predisposition favorable to you, yeah, I oppose that. I'm spreading that as much as I possibly can. Because what Tyler's doing is still giving power to the word anti-Semitism. Right? This is the the epitome of it, right? This is we should be anti-Semitism all day, every day. Nobody should be pro-Semitism. And it does. Goy means cattle. Well, it means nation, according to the official thing. And anything that isn't them is considered goy. So the goy alarm clock, the goy chair, the goy, the goyim coffee cup, the goyim car, whatever. Everything is goyim if it's not them. That's how supremacist their shit is. Like, if it's not us, it's secondary. That's what that shit means. Religion is division. Absolutely. It is, like, down to its premise. My sky daddy's the right one. Belch, your sky daddy's wrong, and we should kill each other. Even though all three are the Abrahamic religions, meaning they derive from the same source. And it's really interesting when you look at these disgusting little hobbit creatures, you see that they the narrative that people don't talk about is Abraham, the father of the Jewish people. Does anybody ever ask who the mother is? Who the mother of the Jewish people is? Because Abraham, it was Abram, his name was Abram, and his wife's name was Sarai, until he built one of the God phones that only they could build back in the day. And God was like, I am the almighty guy who, wears his shoes on the opposite feet, because he always introduced himself as something different. Dude, just get some help, see? Come on. It's always mental stuff. It's always mental stuff. And they're going to sit here and try to argue, whatever. Abraham was talking to God. He's in his 90s, by the way. And God says, hey, now your name is going to be Abraham, no longer Abram. And your wife's name is going to be Sarah, no longer Sarai, and she's going to have a kid. And Abraham is like, what are you talking about? I'm like 90. She's like 90. What the fuck are you talking about? And God's like, don't worry. You're going to have a kid. You're going to call him Ishmael. The part that's really left out of it is that Abraham and Sarah were blood brother and sister. Same parents, not a couple of different parents. Iran is fighting back. Good for Iran. Good. I mean, yes and no, like, who knows? Who knows what this is going to actually lead to? I mean, I guess if it means they're wiped out, at least they got wiped out fighting against this tyranny instead of just taking it, because we're all going to get wiped out. Right? His name was Isaac. No, he wasn't. No, the whole call me Ishmael thing is the binding of Isaac. I'm glad you brought up the binding of Isaac, because that's what you guys practice in your everyday sexual, the ritualistic sexual abuse of the children that's everywhere in Israel, from the Hasidics to the seculars. It's covered in the Israel Hayom Bottom of Darkness article. One of the most common practices is the binding of Isaac, where they strap a boy or a girl down and they wound the kid's genitals. It's a really, really common thing. Right? Look at, his weed is bad. I love when they do that shit. No, I'm right. You're fucking wrong here. I know I'm right.
Stress sweating through my third set of scrubs. Totally normal, very healthy. I'm sure it's not a sign of emotional unraveling.
I know I'm right. So let's see. We'll just prove something real quick. Because they don't expect you to be able to prove your shit, right? So we'll go with Abraham. Abraham in the comments with a link between Abraham is the common Hebrew patriarch of the Abrahamic religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In Judaism, he is the founding father who began the covenantal relationship between the Jewish people and God. In Christianity, he is the spiritual progenitor of all believers, whether Jewish or non-Jewish. And in Islam, he is a link to the chain of Islamic prophets that begins with Adam and culminates in Muhammad. Let's see. Abraham cycle. Let's see. It's all fake, by the way. It's all fake. It's all just bullshit. Like, none of this is actually true. Noah, Abram, the father of and Sarah. Genesis. Why can't I find this? Adam and Lot separate. This is really weird. Abram was 99 years old. God declared Abram's new name Abraham, the father of nations. Abraham then received the instructions for the covenant of the pieces, which circumcision. God declared Sarai's new name is Sarah, and told her, I will give thee a son. Abraham laughed, said, in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and Sarah that is 99 years old? Immediately after Abraham's encounter with God, he had an entire household of men, including himself, aged 99, and Ishmael, 13, circumcised. It's right here, right? It's right here. The Iron Dome never existed. This is what I keep trying to tell you guys. The Iron Dome never existed. The Iron Dome is literally a fantasy. And as long as people believe that there's an Iron Dome, they're less likely to attack. But Iran already proved that the Iron Dome doesn't work. You believe the Iron Dome because oh, look, Joey the pedophile's here. Joey's here. Joey's an acknowledged pedophile. That's interesting. But as long as people think that there's an Iron Dome, they won't, it's a fantasy. And Iran proved it by shooting. So usually what happens is Israel shoots missiles into its own airspace. They blame it Hezbollah or Hamas or whatever. But they shoot the rockets into their own airspace so they know exactly where they're going to be and they can shoot them down. And then they push the footage all over the world saying, look at how efficient we are. 99% of the rockets shot at us get shot down, and the other 1% gets analyzed in midair, and if it's not going to hit anything, the Iron Dome lets it fall. It's fucking stupid, right? It's stupid. Look at all these crybabies. What crack are you on? So again, isn't it interesting how none of these people are going, yeah, man, we need to stop that pedophilia. That cult and their pedophilia is out of control. They are the most pedophilic cult in the world. But nobody's going to say that, right? Nobody even knows that they can say that. And none of these pieces of shit, that's the one thing you'll see about these Jewish people. Just like you've never seen a anti-Matitza Buffet rally, you're not going to see a demand that they go in and they fix the ritualistic sexual abuse portion of their population either, because that's how they get transcendence. That's how they get to redemption. Right? It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. They are literally raping their own children from the age of 3 years and 1 day, just like the Talmud says, 3 years and 1 day, until they reach 13 when they become adults. Or maybe they age out of it before that, but once they become adults, then they're forced to do it to another child and complete that cycle. But it's really well documented, right? It's really well documented, and nobody talks about it.
You need new secret clinical
Let's keep this going.
You know, the wars, but if it wasn't for that, we still would be majority white Jewish men voting for public school students that they
Listen
don't
to
care
this
about.
part.
Yeah, and they purposely go out their way to isolate us. We're basically isolated to the point where we feel like this isn't our home.
A lot of people like to say,
Like, share, and sub if you're watching.
There's truths and lies to that, but I could only tell you that I've only seen the bad part. The bad part is I've seen houses get broken down. I've seen certain spaces, buildings get destroyed.
Somebody says, you know you're being racist, right? We're not talking about a race of people, are we? People can't convert to a new race. No matter how stereotypical you want to act, if you're a white dude, you can't be black. Vice versa. You know, and of course those stereotypes are awful. But Judaism is a choice. It's a cult. There's no racism involved. You know, this is a choice. None of you have to be a part of the pedophile cult. You choose to. And I've always said, for anyone, for those who remove their supremacist beliefs, your freedom includes a Passover, my feast. Like, we welcome you. If you're a piece of shit friar, pedophile, genocidal friar, and you say, hey, you know what? I am not part of this cult. I hate this cult. I think we're all here equally. I don't think anybody deserves supremacy. Anybody deserves policy or predisposition favorable to them. Policy is the rules and regulations. Predisposition is like if your mom's family all has cancer, then you're going to have a predisposition to cancer. So they're saying that they demand, part of Semitism is the demand that on a genetic level, they get favoritism. It's pretty fucking crazy, right? Look at these stupid ads. Now they're just trying, oh, you're a racist. You're a racist. They can't even fucking, they can't, they're not even smart enough to defend themselves intelligently. The decades, the generations of inbreeding have made them so fucking stupid that this is what they say. That's lies. That's blood libel. You guys know what blood libel means? Blood libel is just like anti-Semitism in that it was used to be something else until they took it. So anti-Semitism was first coined in the 1880s, and it was literally to oppose this Semitism plague that was everywhere, especially in Germany. And it was a revolution against their supremacy. And at some point they took it over, and now, it's like, why don't they say anti-Jewish? If they mean anti-Jewish, why don't they say anti-Jewish? Why did they make their own word for it? And it's really because they don't care if you're anti-Jewish. They don't care if you believe in their shit or not. They actually don't want you to be one of their things. You know how Christians and Muslims are always trying to bring you in? They'd rather you be a Christian or a Muslim. Right? Especially because as a Christian, you've been so fucking brainwashed that the people that kill your Jesus, the bad guys in your Bible, the number one bad guys, those are somehow your Christian God's chosen people. It's a completely different religion. They hate you. They fucking hate you. And you think that they're your God's chosen religion. Look at this shit. Look at these dumbass comments. Again, how come they're not telling me what I'm wrong about? Clearly, I know my shit. Clearly, I'm reading to you the historical narratives and all that stuff. Why do they just cry? You can't. You want to again? You want to see it? Look in here. So you're seeing how even the black people being interviewed, everybody being interviewed outside of the community, is talking, is making arguments, making points. Watch what happens when they try to interview these pieces of shit.
Let's just say for more kosher customs, you feel me? So,
I want to thank you for showing our community. I don't believe in hiding. I believe we have a tremendous amount to be proud of. And like every community, we're different. We have our goods. Other communities have their positives.
Tell me about what are some of the best things about this community then. Yes.
Tonight at sundown.
Okay,
We shut our phones.
listen to this. Tell me the best things about this community. Watch what he says, right?
We shut our cars.
Okay.
We go to shul. The most beautiful part of our religion. Do you understand that?
No, you
most
love
of our
raping
Jews
children.
Can be anywhere. And
Children.
the sun is coming down, and it's the last opportunity to pray what's called mincha, which is afternoon services. They could be in the most important meetings, and they'll go pray. And they go.
Okay, why is that a good thing? So if you're in a meeting with them and it's an important meeting about the benefit of society for everybody, not just them, if the meeting is at a time when the sun is about to set, they're just going to get up and walk out of your meeting. That's a good thing? That's a fucking good thing?
Blessed about anything happening. The same things with Shabbos. We come home. Our families are waiting. We sing Shalom Aleichem. We welcome in the Shabbos. And you'll say back Aleichem Shalom, right?
Could they feed 10 kids
Yes.
without those programs?
I am one of 10 children.
You're
My
driving
mother-
a G-Wagon, bro.
My father was
Mercedes.
never on any welfare. I used to reuse
Okay, so listen. Oh, this is going to be the funniest one. He's going to say, I used to reuse sandwich bags. No, you didn't. When asked, well, what is your father? You're driving around in a Mercedes. How did you get here? He's not going to answer the question. He's going to use one of these dumb tropes that they reuse sandwich bags. They don't want to be considered cheap, but they reuse sandwich bags. Or they had to share a pair of shoes. I had to share shoes with my younger sister. How do you share a pair of shoes? It's all fucking Hezbollah. It's all Hezbollah propaganda bullshit. Christians believe Jesus is the Messiah. Jews believe the Messiah is coming. Yeah, no. Well, I think they believe that. So, one, if you delve deep, you understand that they believe that once the Messiah returns, that each one of them will receive 2,000 of us as slaves. And if you think about how ridiculous that is, like how could a little tiny troll, oh, my finger hurts, I got a paper clip, oh, I got a paper cut, oh. How could such a piece of shit, weaselly little fuck control 2,000 people? And they can't. And so if you look at it from the metaphorical standpoint, that they metaphorically get 2,000 people, it takes 2,000 of us living our lives, paying our taxes, working, whatever shit job you might have, whatever. It takes 2,000 of us working for each one of them to exist the way they want to exist. With blah, 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 blah. Like, without two, and when you go, okay, so they make up 2% of the population. If each one of them had 2,000 slaves, think about that. Does that actually kind of work out? Right? People aren't so dumb that they listen to you. Isn't it funny? There seems to be a lot of people listening to me. You seem to be crying about everything I'm saying, but you're not telling me what I'm wrong about. And here's a pretty good example of how I'm right.
Which bags to save my father a penny.
That's great for you.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome.
Could they feed 10 kids
Yes.
without those programs?
I am one of 10 children.
You're
My
driving
mother-
a G-Wagon, bro.
My father was never on any welfare. I used to reuse sandwich bags to save my father a penny.
That's great for
Okay, so your father was never on welfare, but you're reusing sandwich bags? Where does that make sense? I would love to see any sort of proof that they used to reuse sandwich bags. And that's one of those things that they'll say. They've come up with a whole bunch of list of things to say that, well, you can't really prove it now, can you? Right? They're just horrible. Look at, shut up. Stop saying this. Stop Stop saying that. Stop saying that. You say these things. They're not going to say anything about what I'm actually wrong about. They're going to use stupid claims like I'm racist. Really? What race are you? I don't remember you being a race. Right? They used sandwich bags. Come on, let's go, dummy. Broly. OCD dog. Let's go. In 3 weeks, the story won't be Israel. It'll just be looking. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be great if there was no more piece of shit Israel anymore? Like, wouldn't that be amazing? I ate cereal out of a whipped cream container with spaghetti sauce. Right, exactly.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome based on your video.
What about me, though?
You're not welcome. You're not welcome because of what? Again, what did he do? He showed that a bunch of them are on welfare. And that it really doesn't make sense that such a large community can be on welfare. Right? Who's paying for all this welfare? 18 kids? 17, 18 kids? How do you even love 17 or 18 children? How do you love 5 kids? Ouch. Having 2 kids and trying to give them as much love and support as I possibly can, that's difficult. Let alone 18 of them. Let me grab my propaganda from my favorite propaganda. Look at this shit. Look at this crybaby shit. He would have called it Cool Whip. Exactly. Exactly. Good catch. Go. I ate out of a whipped cream container. Look at this shit. Look at, especially the Joey character. Understand that the Joey character has admitted to being a part of the rituals in Israel. He's literally admitted it.
I don't own this place. You don't own America. I can do whatever I want.
Whatever you want.
Get in your G-Wagon, get to work.
You're not trying to.
That winning
You see this shit?
bring it everywhere you go.
The friar thought he would tell him to stop. And when he doesn't, when he says, I can do what the fuck I want, fuck you, the friar's like, what do you mean? I'm supremacy. I told you what to do. Cool Whip. Damn pothead. Damn it. Stop trying to expose how the worst people in the world are not black people. It's not the black people that are on the welfare and taking over and all that. Like, imagine if it was like this with anybody else. They come into a town, they change the writing on the walls and shit, like they completely take over. Where is that okay? While also funneling money into Israel. They are just funneling money into genocide. Right? Look, Team Israel, exactly. He's flying the pedophile flag right now. This is a pedophile cult. And you know it's fucked up because even their members, the admitted members that are in the feed right now, aren't saying, yeah, as a community, we need to get rid of Matitza Bapay. Yeah, as a community, we need to get rid of Israel. We need to get rid of the bottom of darkness. They are consistently, violently, viciously raping their own children, torturing their own children. It's just a shocking thing to read about. And anybody can read it.
Grab the jar in your tea.
Anybody can read about it. Go look up Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness. This is Sheldon Adelson's baby. This is Sheldon Adelson shit. Yeah. The bris is the name of the party. The circumcision is called Brit Milah. And Matitza Bapay there's 4 parts of it, right? There's 4 parts to it. And Brit Milah is just one part of it. And you can't complete the ritual without doing all 4 parts. So ask yourself, you know, do you think all of these people who live and believe the way they do, they're only doing 3/4 of a ritual? They like to hide behind the fact that, well, only 8 children have gotten herpes and then died from it. It's only been 8 children. They hide behind a lack of herpes as being justification because they don't want you focusing on the pedophile nature of it, right? Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. He probably has rainbow flags outside of his house. I absolutely do. Absolutely. I'm not your average everyday gay dude. I'm more concerned with the cult that rapes children and causes genocide. But hey, you keep trying, okay? You keep trying.
I'm not trying to bring people together. You never did. You are funny.
You don't own this place. You don't own America. I can do whatever I want.
Whatever you want.
Get in your G-Wagon. Get to work.
Whatever you want.
Bring people together. You never did. You never will. It's who you are. Somebody hurt you deeply, and I'm sorry.
See that?
Right.
Somebody hurt you deeply, implying that your father, what happens to us happened to you. You know, they only sick pieces of shit throw that stuff around. You know, I can't argue anything you're saying, so I'm gonna say somebody hurt you. You're not trying to bring people together. Somebody hurt you. I'll go. Team Goyim. Oh, Team Goyim's getting taken down. I love the fact that Team Goyim will always come back to me. Hold on a second. It's funny the idea that the friars are talking about my wife being my cousin. Yeah, that's a thing. The people who literally their whole foundation is from brother and sister coming together. Abraham and Sarai were brother and sister. Abraham and Sarah. Yep, it's me and my wife, huh?
Whoever told my sponsors to pull out after making one video exploring a community of welfare-addicted Jews. If you want to help me avoid ending up on welfare too, and get access to all of these videos early, and watch never-before-seen content I can't upload on YouTube, go subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for $5 a month. Back to the video. After speaking to frustrated Goyim in Muncie, I headed to Lakewood, New Jersey, one of the fastest-growing Orthodox Jewish communities.
Look at these fucking weirdos.
A similar Jewish takeover has taken place.
Look at these weirdos.
The public school system, all while turning a predominantly working-class Irish and Italian town into Little Jerusalem.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he wants me to stop showing the video he made. Yeah, I bet he would want me to stop bringing people to his feed. Stop stealing his content, right? Because I'm hiding whose content it is. Again, look at all of this desperate shit. You know? I know when people reuse my shit, I love it. I'm never going to get upset with somebody for reusing my shit.
I'm trying to...
The friars always accuse everyone else of doing the dirty deeds they do. Exactly.
Because as you can tell, it's 2 separate communities. Look around. You will not see a non-Jewish resident here.
It shouldn't be wrong to protest ICE. It's not.
This is really all Jewish stores. Now, that pizza place, it's going to be kosher pizza, probably. A lot of these signs are written in...
So, again, this is something that nobody else, I think, has really delved into. Do you understand that what kosher slaughter means? Because I didn't. I thought I understood it until recently. Like last week recently, right? Kosher slaughter is the most inhumane, just brutal thing that you can do. They strap the cow up by its feet, hold it upside down, and slit its throat from ear to ear. And the point is that it bleeds out. They want all the blood to drain. Like it's such a fucking it's so disgusting, so vile. But something that they do that none of us do is you think kosher slaughter is just them sort of blessing a factory and mass produce kosher this or that. And that's how they've gotten away with it. Kosher actually means safe. So what you should do is look for kosher food, especially when it comes to meat, because the kosher meat has been inspected for lesions, for blemishes, for tumors, for cancers, for anything that might be wrong with the meat. And if there's even one little tumor in the cow, they donate it to the goyim. They feed it to us. The meat that you eat, the hamburger, especially the hamburger, especially the burger, right? Because at least with the steak, you'd kind of see a big old fucking tumor knot. So they take all of the tumor meat and they grind it up along with children, Ask Rabbi Finkelstein. Rabbi Finkelstein will let you know that they use McDonald's. They're feeding through the McDonald's burgers and the sausage patties. They're feeding children back to. But the real thing is to ensure that their people don't eat cancerous meat. And that makes so much sense. Like, obviously, we should all be like that. But imagine how much would go to waste if they couldn't just feed it to the goyim. Right? Oh my God, you certifiable. He's so mad he can't even use the right words. He knows that he won't get the "your" correct, though, so I guess this is his way of doing it. Are you saying that kosher meat isn't inspected for blemishes and tumors and cancers and stuff? Are you saying that's not what happens? Just crazy. You feel no shame for lying. Look at this crybaby shit. What part am I missing? What part am I missing? Tell me the part I'm lying about, you dumb pedophile friar piece of shit. I would love for you to make some sense out of this. All right? Everything. Oh, here we go. Everything. Everything's wrong, huh? So you guys don't believe that a goyim rapes a child, they should be killed. But if a friar rapes a child, as long as they're 3 years and 1 day old, then the rapist is now required to pay the family of his victim the full dowry. And now the victim essentially belongs to the rapist, somewhere in between a wife and a slave. Tell me how that I'm wrong about that. Tell me how I'm wrong about Matitza B'Peh. Instead of being a coward and going, you're just wrong about everything, pick something. Make me look wrong. Make me look bad. Come on, coward. I've never met a good friar. No one has. They're all awful. They might smile in your face, but as soon as you walk away, they fucking goyim. Tell me how I'm wrong about kosher slaughter. Tell me how I'm wrong that they don't. Like, again, think about it. I'm actually giving you praise. I'm actually saying how smart it is to inspect the meat so it doesn't have any cancerous material in it. That seems pretty smart to me. But apparently, you're just so stupid you can't, make sense of it all, right? A waiter doesn't ask, "Is everything all right?" to a friar table. He asks, "Is anything all right?" Worse as a waiter than seeing them come into your shit. They're worse than black people. You have a table full of young black kids. It's going to be better than dealing with the friars. The friars are just awful, especially if they're young. Right? If they're the young friars, they're the worst. By the way, if you're watching, like, share, and sub. People need to know about this shit.
And everything's insulated. Basically, you come here to this plaza, get everything you need. Quite convenient, quite nice.
Everyone can shop here. Of course, we can go in and they'll be friendly. But everything.
Look at this. We don't control the world, nor do we do any slanderous things you claim. You got problems. So instead of actually addressing anything I'm saying, he immediately jumps to the control the world thing. Like, I've said that. I mean, I believe that, but I haven't said that. But that just shows you the guilt, right? That shows you the inbred stupidity, but the guilt. They can't, there's nothing he can say. He knows he can't say shit about what I'm saying. So you're saying nobody follows the Talmud and nobody partakes in Matitza B'Peh and the whole Israel Hayom Bottom of Darkness article is fake, huh? Sheldon Adelson baby is fake, huh? Kosher meat is also probably safe from spiked proteins and mad cow disease, bro. Your thoughts on this? You should absolutely buy kosher. Absolutely. It probably doesn't taste as good because it doesn't have all the chemicals in it. But if you can buy kosher meat, you absolutely should because you know it doesn't have tumors. I just blocked Joe Star. He's a fucking pedophile, right? He is an admitted pedophile. He's admitted it. He's admitted to partaking in the rituals. You know, the binding of Isaac and all this. Again, if I'm wrong, why isn't anybody addressing it? Don't you think, you guys, all of you that are watching, don't you think it's strange? Don't you think it's strange that yeah, Nathan's Kosher. If you're going to eat a hot dog, absolutely eat a Nathan's Kosher. Because hot dogs are the worst of the worst. But understand that it's all fucking, you know, it's all by design.
Geared towards one community.
And is it always this way? This part here, is this newly developed in the last?
Oh yeah, so this used to be a concrete yard.
Got it.
So we're almost where we're standing. Used to have rows of concrete trucks.
Sure. It's bustling. It's busy. Now this place.
I gave you a dislike for wasting everyone's time, says little Joshua. Little pedophile Joshua. I'm going to give you a dislike. Well, come on, guys. Contradict that. Or combat that. I literally have 14 likes and 12 viewers right now. If you've ever seen a feed that operates like mine, let me know. But see, that's why this guy's allowed to have 3 million plus views in 3 days and I get censored. Because he doesn't proudly wear his anti-Semitism. When labeled anti-Semitism, he doesn't go, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm opposed to supremacy. Imagine if he said that on here and you watch their faces explode. Oh, what? What? You know what the word means? Oh my God. Look at this shit. Look at how crybaby this whole thing is.
Just buying groceries for Shabbos. But keep in mind, Goyim are fully allowed to come in here and shop whenever they please.
I bet you they get great service.
I don't think anybody's going to be nasty to us. Is a lot of the fear bullshit warranted? Definitely not. Definitely not. But I do think they don't feel.
Nobody's going to be mean to us. Yeah, they will. And if they're not, it's because you're there with a camera. But as soon as you walk away, they're cowards. The majority of them are going to be cowards. They can't. Have you seen them run? Most of the time when they run almost like Ninja Turtles, except their arms aren't back. They're down. And they just... They run like something's wrong with them. Tyler is my daddy. This is to a friar. These are like burns. Tyler is your daddy. At least my dad's not a pedophile whose wife is probably 10, 12 years younger than him. He got her when she was 14, 15. You know, like in your community, you know, like how Rabbi Shmuley, that's a great example. Rabbi Shmuley's parents are that way. Rabbi Shmuley was the 5th kid, and he was born when his mother was 24. Do you honestly think this woman is having a child every single year? Do you know how almost impossible that would be? Your body sort of needs to recover. It's generally like 18 months to 2 years that you can have your second child or another child. Sometimes people will have that accidental one within that 18 months, but usually it's about 2 years. So if Shmuley was the 5th child, and you say an average of 10 years, an average of 2 years in between each child, you're talking about a girl who started having children at 14. His father is 10 years older than his wife. Same thing with Rabbi Shmuley, actually. Because if you try to look up Rabbi Shmuley's wife's age, you won't find it. It's well hidden. They try to say she's around the same age as he is, but she's clearly not. Right? Look at these comments. Look at these comments. How come they don't just address what I'm saying? How come they're talking all kinds of weird nonsense? Right? Why don't they just address what I'm saying? You're wrong about this thing, Goyim, and this is why. Why don't they do that? Ashkenazi Jews aren't even Semitic, but the Palestinians. The only people in that conflict are the Palestinians. The only Semitic people are the Palestinians. Anybody that says anti-Semitic is referring to the Jews who are trying to exterminate the Palestinians, and they absolutely are. It is a full-fledged genocide. It's fucking disgusting, right? But look at this shit. Look at these comments. Again, just weird crybaby shit. Like, if I'm wrong, again, why don't they just say so? Why don't they just engage what I'm wrong about? Instead, it's just crybaby, pay attention to me shit.
But it's important to understand the bigger picture here. As kosher stores move in, more Jews move here too, creating a positive feedback loop.
Look at the running.
Becomes a Jewish hub, ultimately changing the character and identity of a town, and in Lakewood's case, overwhelming the infrastructure. Before we explore the many implications of life for Goyim as towns like Lakewood become increasingly Jewish, I want you to understand how quickly the word anti-Semitism gets weaponized in real time out here.
Anti-Semitism is lucrative, no?
Why do you think anything that you don't like to see is anti-Semitism? What have I said that's anti-Semitic? Go.
When you
See, that's just it. He needs to engage, embrace that. This is where it makes me just question things, because is this just actually a flex? You know, is Tyler one of these 7,000 per month, 8,000 per month Israeli operatives, controlled opposition, showing us exactly what it's like, what it is and what it's going to be, and what are you going to do about it? While also, no, I'm not anti-Semitism. No, please don't say that. You know, you need to embrace that narrative. You need to embrace, proudly wear that moniker. Look, you guys don't believe me, so take a quick break here. I don't normally do this, but I don't want any sort of fuck around, right? Semitism definition. Okay? Merriam-Webster Semitism definition. Merriam-Webster.
Semitism.
On the Semitism page.
Semitism.
There's nothing tricky going on here.
Semitism.
Semitism is a noun. Number 1A, Semitic character or qualities. Number 1B, characteristic feature of a Semitic language occurring in another language. Number 2, policy or predisposition favorable to friars. It's not my shit. Policy or predisposition favorable to them. So, what is policy? Policy is the rules and regulations, right? The shit that governs our lives is the policy. Predisposition, said this earlier, predisposition is if your mother is a friar. If your mother has cancer, your mother's whole side of the family has cancer, you have a predisposition to cancer. That's what predisposition means. It's a genetic sort of programming. So to suggest that not just rules and regulations, but on a genetic programming kind of level, they should get favor? Do you not? Like, that's so fucking fucked up. The thing is, too, there's no other word that matches that. There's not a word out there that means policy or predisposition favorable to Muslims or Christians or black people or, you know, any race or any belief structure or nobody else has that separate word. And remember, you know, that whole anti-Semitism aspect of things. You know, they've hijacked it. It didn't start off meaning that. It started off meaning exactly what it is. What's even crazier is, in 2020, you know, while you were all distracted by COVID, they decided to have hearings, and the hearing was to change the spelling of anti-Semitism from ANTI hyphen capital SEMITISM to all one word, all lowercase, ANTI SEMITISM. Funny though, the Trump task force to combat anti-Semitism is still spelled the old way. But their reasoning for doing this, for creating all this work and effort.
Letterheaded stuff already.
Huh?
That's because they had letterheaded stuff already.
Right. They had to change all the letterhead. They had to change so many things. They had to change all the documents from the past. They would have to do all these things by making this change. So what warranted that change? And they said, because they didn't want us, Goyim, thinking that Semitism, that anti-Semitism opposed something called Semitism. They simply didn't want us to know that Semitism was a thing. Right? This is how this works. This is how this works. And anytime you start trying to talk about this shit with them, what do they do, sweetheart? What do they do when you try to talk about this stuff with them?
Schizophrenic.
No. What's the word of the year?
I don't know.
Every time you try talking about it with them, they simply evaporate.
Oh my God, that's too bad.
They evaporate. They disappear.
That's awful.
They try to hide. It's all evaporation. But I'm a Christian. And where was Jesus born? Jesus was a Jew. Jesus was a first century Jewish preacher of the Davidic line. The entire Bible is a Jewish fairy tale. It's nonsense. It's nothing. It's not real. That's why nobody else talks about biblical events in the historical timeline. The fake historical timeline that they give us, like Egypt isn't talking about the guy walking on water and shit. It's hard listening to you, really, says Joey, who listens every day. Notice how literally not one thing has been debunked or exposed or anything. Not one thing have I been shown to be wrong about. They just keep crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. No, they just don't have any real argument because their entire thing is fake. Do you understand that Hebrew was invented in the late 1800s, early 1900s? They want you to believe that, you know, the source of the Hebrew Bible and all these scrolls and all this supposed evidence of them, even though they had all that, in around 1903, a guy called Eliezer Yitzhak Perlman, who of course changes his name to Eliezer Ben Yehuda to sound more, you know, cool. He invents the first Hebrew dictionary in 1930. He's part of the Hebrew revival. Well, if they already had Yiddish, why would they need another language? And how did this old, powerful, super important, the Hebrew Bible, how did it disappear to begin with? Why would it need to be revived? No, it was invented in 1903 or so. You know, along with the World Zionist Congress. And for those that don't know about, like, who are like, that's not true because I don't know about it. Do you know about the Uganda proposal? Do you know about when Britain was trying to give the Jews a large portion of Uganda as a temporary homeland for them until they could take over Palestine? But because it would have required too much work on their behalf, on the Jews' behalf, they declined. They were going to be given an entire half of a country, and they declined it because it was too much work
to develop.
Right.
No, they already did it, and we just want what they have.
We want to be able to be like brought in on a bus, and then when the doors open, we'll run out. We'll try to push by each other, but we want to be able to run into claim founded people's houses, and we want them to still have food in them because, you know, the people were just taken a couple of days earlier out of the house. So we want the shelves to still, because we don't want to do any shopping. We're going to be busy destroying all of their shit, finding all of the lingerie and posing in it. Think about this shit, right? Look at this. Look at how, again, why aren't you addressing the big picture stuff? Why do you keep trying to talk about me instead of addressing anything that I'm saying about your disgusting pedophile cult? It seems weird. Seems like if you had something to argue, you would, but you can't. So.
Anti-Semitism. What have I said that's anti-Semitic? Go.
When you talk about people accepting government money,
I love this. He's insufferable, yet he keeps watching. Day after day after day, he keeps watching and begging for attention. Too fucking inbred stupid to actually argue with me. But I'm insufferable. So why are you suffering it? Is it because you guys like this? What I think happens with this, I think, you know how they have that flail that they love to whip themselves on the back with? I think there are some of them, not all, but some of them still have the remnants of a conscience, right? There's still some little bit that's left inside of them that thinks everything about what they do is wrong. They hate themselves for having been raped and then also raping a child themselves. And there are a lot of people that are like, man, you know, they feel almost guilty. And the only thing I can compare it to is when I would make a shit ton of money parking cars and I'd make like $200 in 3 hours. I would feel guilty and I would give homeless people money just to make myself feel better. Weird, I know. But it was this weird sense of guilt. Like I didn't deserve that much money for that time worked. And these people, you know, their entire existence, free healthcare, free food, free housing, free everything, probably fosters some guilt in some of these people, knowing that they're raping children. You know, fosters guilt. And if they're not the ones raping, they know about it and they say nothing. Right? Or they defend it like so many of these pieces of shit do. Right? And so I think part of their, you know, psyche is to be abused to make up for the incredible Semitism that they receive, the favor. And so that's what I think a lot of them do on here is they're like coming in for punishment. That's why they keep coming back. That's why they beg for attention. That's why they consistently say stupid things that, again, bring more punishment to them. Because they definitely don't say anything intelligent. They definitely don't debunk anything being said. Here's the doctor. It's like, oh, yeah. I'm sure she does. I'm sure we believe anything anybody says on here. You're grunting, a grumpy old man. Look at this shit. Look at this crybaby shit. You only have a platform because of social media. You would never get printed or broadcast. Your viewpoints are bogus. Again, why don't you pick one and debunk it? You're obviously capable of making a crybaby paragraph. That's actually 3 sentences. So you're capable of saying shit. Why don't you actually address what's being said there, you pedophile? Tell me how that Matitza Bupe is not pedophilia. And tell me how your ritualistic, your Yom Kippur, transcendence, redemption arcs, where that involve children, how that's okay. Go on. Let's hear what you have to say. And now they make the excuse, you can't argue with the fool. So you can say all the other dumb shit, but when it comes to making actual points, that's where you draw the line. There are people on here that will read what you say. I'll read it, and people will hear you. Whether it matters to me or not doesn't matter. You're getting your word out there. Like if I was like, oh, all these friars keep coming in and telling me to stop talking, I should stop talking. That would be kind of stupid, right? If I used other people as my excuse for not being able to tell the truth, I'd sound like a fucking moron, wouldn't I? Some inbred piece of shit. But,
The overlay of picture fraud.
Why do you think anything that you don't want to see is anti-Semitism? What have I said that's anti-Semitic? Go.
When you talk about people accepting government funding, and the overlay is a bunch of pictures of fraud, we're trying to twist it to make it look like we're doing
fraud.
Welfare programs that were defrauded by Jews. What did I say that was like?
There are
Go.
welfare programs that are defrauded by
Yes, and I
everybody.
made a Minneapolis video as well. I made several videos.
You have to love how it's like, well, no, this happens in other places too. That's one of their best arguments. It happens in other places too. Literally, the arguments are it's biblical. Other people do it. They don't have the resources to do it. It's too outlandish to talk about. Like, it's all the same shit. You're gonna see the same bullshit on this guy's feed as you do on my feed. It's just on a more personal scale, but it's the same thing. It seems as though they're all trained how to do this. And when you understand that the Secure Community Network connects at least 90% of American friars, you get it. You see it. Right? This is how they operate. This is why they all sound the same. Act.il was just reinstated 2 weeks ago. And it was revamped and boosted through Reichman University, where it's now called Rise App, RISEAPP, all one word, capital letters on the A. Where they brought in the 40,000 plus database, user base from Act.io. And Act.io was an app, a service, a social networking service, where they weaponized trolling. You know what? This isn't even much of a read. So let's just pop over and read it for you real quick. How's that? Because I'm wrong. Because unlike these guys, I literally try to prove my points redundantly. I'm gonna prove it and prove it and prove it and prove it and prove it. Where I'm not gonna sit here and say, no, I like it this way, so that's how it is. So, act.il. You can see the page is locked up, so any changes to this page have to be made from the inside. We all know that Wikipedia is controlled by Israel. Can I see your cellular telephone for a second? Just so we don't have any misunderstandings here. All right. So this is
At the time, he's a future prime minister. This is 2010, so this is just after the original Gaza flotilla, not the one with Greta, the one where Ken O'Keefe emerged from. Out of nowhere, Ken O'Keefe emerged, right? This is Naftali Bennett, who is about as high a ranking IDF Israeli operator as possible. 11 years before he is named prime minister during the 3 years that Israel has 6 prime ministers from 2019 to 2022. Remember how they did that? And instead of going in there and fixing the problem, we just kept funding it. You guys remember that? Netanyahu, Benny Gantz, Netanyahu, Naftali Bennett from June of 2021 to June of 2022, when he just stepped down. As prime minister, he just stepped down out of the blue. And piece of shit, absolute motherfucker Yair Lapid just stepped in to be the prime minister, because that's how prime ministers work. Every other time, there had to be a vote and all this other shit. But this time, this was in June of 2022, and they had their next election was in November of 2022. So they just let Naftali Bennett be the fucking prime minister for 6 months or so. That makes sense, right? That's how that shit works, right? And then Netanyahu was put back in charge, and now Netanyahu is in charge in a way that he can't be removed. You won't see any talks about the 2026 elections in Israel. Netanyahu is a de facto dictator at this point. Along with Bezalel Smotrich and Itamar Ben-Gvir, this is the most powerful fucking supremacist organization to ever exist. Openly supremacist organization. So this is Naftali Bennett talking to IsraelNationalNews.com. Okay, so there's no crying here.
Moetzet Yesh, in conjunction with My Israel, has arranged instruction day for wiki editors. The goal of the day is to teach people how to edit in Wikipedia, which is the #1 source of information today in the world.
Yeah, he says Wikipedia.
If someone searches the Gaza flotilla, we want to be there. We want to be the guys who influence what is written there, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced and Zionist in nature.
I came here to learn.
See that? There you go. Balanced and Zionist in nature. Everything in Wikipedia is balanced because Wikipedia was the #1 source of information in the world, but they needed Israel to come teach them how to edit because they didn't know how to edit yet. And literally, he says, it's so interesting when you break it down, because every time he says, you could tell he's trying to come up with the right word to soften it. You know, with conjunction with My Israel has arranged an instruction day to teach Wikipedia editors how to do their job. For example, if someone searches the Gaza flotilla, where just like now, some ships tried to make it in to bring supplies into Gaza, at like 3 a.m, Israel invaded. On one of the ships, Ken O'Keefe was there apparently. He was one of 11 people on that ship. And they fought back. And according to the narrative, one Israeli soldier was injured or killed, one of the two, who knows. But you know that's bullshit. But 9 out of the 11 people aboard that ship were killed. Later it came out that it was 6 of them were killed execution style. So on their knees with a bullet to their head. They weren't killed out of necessity. And one of those, again, Ken O'Keefe was one of the 2 that was allowed to survive and then be released to become Ken O'Keefe. Nothing strange about that. But when it went to court, Israel was found no responsibility because when they pirated the ship at 3 and 4 in the morning, if the Goyim wouldn't have fought back, then Israel wouldn't have had to defend themselves and kill 9 of the 11 people, 6 of them execution style. And that's how it ends. And you know how I know that story? Because I took Naphtali Bennett's advice. And I searched the Gaza flotilla, where they want to be there. They want to be the guys that influence what is written, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced. And this is the biggest instead of going paints Israel fairly, paints Jews fairly, anything. He doesn't say that. He says, you know what, fuck it. Balanced and Zionist in nature. Boom. Zionist, like, let me see. Let me educate you a little bit more. So, Zionism right, again, remember, everything has the Israeli spin on it. That's why when they give you the illusion that you can edit and you click on the edit, it sends it to one of the editors to ensure that it's balanced and not fair, Zionist in nature. So that means everything on Wikipedia might not be 100% true, but it's the truth that they want us to know, right? And so when you look up something like Zionism, again, completely locked up, you know that those same editors Naphtali Bennett was talking about that created the #1 source of information in the world, those same editors are who decided what this says. It's locked. There's no Goyim's editing this. Zionism is an ethnocultural nationalist movement that emerged in the late 19th century Europe to establish and support a Jewish homeland through colonization. Don't you love that patriotic word, sweetheart? Yeah. They were colonizing it. Because there weren't successful, happy people there already. It wasn't a beautiful, thriving city already. They needed that colonization. Colonization in the region of Palestine, which roughly corresponds to the land of Israel and Judaism, itself central to Jewish history. Not history in general, their history, their make-believe history, which I believe that the entire cult was created somewheres around the, what do you think?
1880s?
1880s? Seems about right to me. Auto-emancipation pamphlet just appears in German newspapers written anonymously that calls anti-Jewish thinking anybody who doesn't accept their supremacy as a psychosis, a mental disorder, and an irrational phobia. If you don't agree that they are supreme, you have a psychosis, take your meds, schizophrenia, delusional, mental delusion, and irrational phobia. This is literally what they say. Zionists wanted to create a Jewish state in Palestine with as much land, as many Jews, and as few Palestinian Arabs as possible. Gee, isn't that interesting? Interesting, huh? Act.io is, not was, it used to say is until 2 weeks ago, is a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to support online anti-Israel content such as boycott, divestments, and sanctions, BDS movement. Its activities were referred to as a, quote, online propaganda campaign and, quote, a virtual situation room of pro-Israel experts. This is the part where you really pay attention. Act.io, or pay attention to the fact I have 5 viewers and 17 likes. If you can show me any other page out there that has 5 viewers and 17 likes, I will give you $1. I don't know how else you look at this as anything other than the evidence that you need. Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? Right here. Act.il directed its users to, quote, missions to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asked users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Users were guided on how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points. You see that? Back up all of my claims with hardcore evidence that they want you to have. This isn't Goyim news. This is their news. This is their thing. Wikipedia is their thing. This guy was buying something off me yesterday. We sort of got to talking, and I mentioned something about how they all need to be kirked, and he was like, what do you mean, kirked? And I was like, they all need to be gotten rid of. And he's like, well, I support Charlie Kirk, blah, blah, blah. And I think, and I'm saying, and he starts saying this, and I go, well, I sell cards. That was my response. Let's just get back to the cards, dude. I'm not interested. Jim, what's up, dude? Been watching on TV. I was wiki editor at start until they found out my politics. That's crazy. I hear you're well versed on Gulf War syndrome as well. And nobody talks about this, but Gulf War, the whole Gulf War, the initiator, the thing that made the Gulf War happen. I'm sure there were other pieces of it, like how World War I and World War II were about establishing Israel. There were other things that were done at the time, for sure. But Israel was established through the World Wars. Right? It's crazy, but the Gulf War was because the Epstein files of the day, which was the Franklin narrative, not only was about to get exposed, but then when it did get exposed, when picture evidence emerged and they killed the lead investigator in a wonky-ass plane crash, that happened on July 10th. And instead of investigations or anything like that, by August 2nd, we were at war. Literally 3 weeks later, it took 3 weeks between the time he was killed and the time we went to war. Kicked as soon as you said that. Isn't that interesting? Jim's getting kicked out. All these other guys don't get kicked out, but Jim gets kicked out. If you guys are watching, please share. I mean, doesn't 7 viewers and 17 likes make you go, holy shit, I've never seen anything like that. This guy must be onto something. All these other people that have hundreds of viewers and claim they're censored. News updates for real, or whatever the guy's name is, the guy that does the weird spins and shit. He makes great videos. Wouldn't it be crazy if he says that shit, right? He looks manufactured to me. When he doesn't have his hat on and you can see his hair, he looks manufactured. But he was crying about being censored down to only getting a few 100,000 views on his videos. He was getting millions, but now he's only getting a few 100,000. Why were you ever allowed to get millions of views, dude? June 11th and August 7th. I don't know what you're saying here, Jim. Anyway, the app also provided users with ready-made memes promoting Israel's perspective for them to share. By completing missions, users earned points, unlocked badges, which are prizes, and had their scores displayed on leaderboards. The application was relaunched. So, according to Mendoweiss, an email sent in March 2022 to the app's users announced that the app would be shut down, but that users should continue to interact with the app's with Act.io's content on its other social media platforms. That's where this used to end until 2 weeks ago, where it now says the application was relaunched in early 2026 under the name Rise App, with the former Act.il owners partnering with Reichman University for the release and also transferring the former Act.io user base to the new system, new service. Using Reichman University, who else is going to be really good at trolling than university students who want to earn points so they can win prizes? You know, dorm students, people at university, they need prizes more than anybody. You know, microwaves, hot plates, new car, whatever. This is how that's why it's partnered with Reichman University. I just figured that out. But oh, wow. That one got stuck. Jesus.
Got a plunger. Want me to go get it? Plunge your face. I like it, the cartoons. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it would be. It did work last time, though. Woo. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. See, also,
Traffic stop leaves
Hezbollah
of over 40 pounds of meth.
Hasbara Megaphone desktop tool in internet activism. The Megaphone desktop tool is a thing you can put on your desktop that will scour the web for anything pro-Israel. And if it's like take a survey or join a this or do whatever, it will automatically enroll you and will answer questions in the pro-Israel way you want them to. It can also seek out people like me for you to be able to attack to get your points. Up scrolled, no Zion involvement. Huh? I don't know what you're saying, Jim. Anyway.
Minneapolis video as well. I've made several videos. Why are you being so sensitive?
What you're trying to make it sound is like anyone who accepts government money in the Jewish community is doing fraud.
That's your interpretation.
What you're doing is dangerous.
How is this dangerous? Why should you be treated like a protected group? You're asking for special privileges.
No, we're not. We're asking just to be fair. And you're not being fair.
I am being fair.
This is going to make you a lot of money, and it's going to gin up a lot of hatred towards a community that's seeing a rise in anti-Semitism that hasn't been seen in years. Every single day, our lives are at risk, and this is going to lead to more.
Yes, but why? What, if you were such great people, if you were such a benefit to the community, benefit to the world, why does everybody hate you so much? Don't you think that's weird? I mean, even the Christians, like the Catholics, are the priests and shit are constantly raping children, and they're still accepted. How could you possibly be worse than the Catholic priests that are constantly raping children and getting upset? Like, that's fucking crazy. America loves Israel. No. Well, I mean, the whole it's all bullshit, but, you know, the Zionists, the friars here in the United States are loyal to their home base. But the average American hates them, especially the more they know. The more the infrastructure is crumbling around us, and you learn about $3.8 billion being given to the community. And think about it. We give Israel $3.8 billion. No strings attached, cash payment, first fiscal month of every year. And that's just the beginning. They give it to them in the first fiscal month because they're going to be getting lots more money throughout the year. But this is the initial cash payment, memorandum of understanding. And so you see this, how do they distribute that? We give it to the government and then what? The government cuts checks? Like, how do people even get the access to it? It's all just so crazy. But this is the kind of shit that they just don't want us to know.
Sponsor literally got pulled out of the video once they learned the topic of that video. I lost the sponsorship. How is that lucrative? Tell me. Do you say anti-Semitism? I say anti-Goyism. Listen, man, you got a kid in the car. I just noticed. Drive your kid home. Get your groceries. Let's go. It was good to meet you, though.
So you're arguing with the United States because the president obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country?
Why don't you move back to Israel then? If there's so much anti-groceries.
What?
You're getting honked at. Let's go. It was good to meet you, though.
So you're arguing with the United States because the president obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country?
Dude, what a fucking moron.
Right? Like that guy said, why doesn't he go to Israel?
We are giving back. So,
in theory, welfare is a good idea. It's sweet, right? At what point is it too far? Because this was a program designed to help single moms after they get divorced and keep the kid from starving.
I also disagree with you that someone doesn't have a right to have a child.
I think you should have a child
What?
if you can afford it, right?
Did you just hear that shit? Did you hear his response?
Sure. Let's hear it.
Okay. You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not
Fair
to
enough.
come back. If
Amazing.
you come back, it'll be a
Trespass,
trespassing charge. You're
Fair enough.
trespassing.
If you don't like the laws of America and you think that the government welfare is stupid or whatever,
I would like to change the laws. Just like you would like to create anti-Semitism protection laws that give you guys protected classes and protection against anti-Semitism, whatever that means, right? So why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
because I like it here.
Same here. I like it here, but I like to make some changes. We can both agree on that, right?
Yeah, so please keep on moving.
God bless you. There we go. He loves us.
I know. Make a
Okay,
change.
you guys have group chats of me. You guys say, beware of this guy like I'm like Hitler or something. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm a nice guy. I talk to everyone.
Elon Musk has 12 kids.
Hitler is one of them. Hitler is an actor. This is the best. This is such a great part right here.
So please keep on moving.
God bless you.
But see, Tyler's going to push the Christian narrative. That's why he's allowed to exist.
Beware of this guy like I'm like Hitler or something. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm a nice guy. I talk to everyone.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
Why can't I have 12
Your
kids?
story point over here is that people can't have children if they can't afford them. You, as a society, are born from people who started with two people. Two. Okay?
What are you saying?
That's it. You want to go with the Big Bang, but it started at some point. There was two people. And now there's billions. And there was trillions throughout the world. So you're saying if you cannot
What does that have to do with anything? All of those people didn't have welfare. Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel. Did they have a government
We live
that
in
paid
a
for
government,
their
we live in a government that decides that if you have children, we're going to help you. Now everyone does their part.
You should not have more kids than you can afford. You're arguing that I should pay for your kids. Okay. That's what you're arguing.
I'm not arguing that I was for kids.
You are.
I'm arguing that the government said.
What a fucking moron.
I shouldn't be funding
And
your
you
kids.
elected Donald
Should
Trump.
not be funding your kids. You don't pay for my kids. Fuck, I could do this all day. Why don't you go?
No, you should go because
Go. Go. Go.
He's stopping traffic.
They love that.
No, you should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
He was saying, Tyler, he loves me.
So
man.
we're not allowed
here?
Come. You want to come to the corner?
Where? Over there? Let's go move. Let's go.
You know, I know what you did in the video, and we all saw it. And we
Look at
still
this
see it,
fat
but
piece
it's
of
like,
shit.
What did I get wrong?
Nobody can cross the government. The government knows everything. The United States federal government knows everything.
Not if you're fraudulently filed.
No, it's not true. But if you feel that you live in a country that is corrupt,
I do.
Why are you still living here?
So now they're just big government supporters? Is that what it is? So what about when the government says, you know, that the community should vaccinate? Remember when during COVID, there was the one and only community that actually got locked down? Remember? And it happened to be the same Jewish community that had measles. You know, 800 plus out of the 1,200 cases of measles came out of these two Jewish neighborhoods. But when the COVID outbreak was huge, and obviously, again, where you have this direct line to and from Israel, you have people coming in and getting everyone sick. The government locked down these small towns, put them under quarantine. Well, it just happened to coincide with one of their dumbass fucking holidays. And so they in mass protest just said, we're not going to do what you want. They would have mask burnings in the middle of streets, lighting fires in the middle of streets. Isn't that a crime? You would see videos of little trolls standing in the police's face, pointing and yelling, and they can't do anything. If that was a regular goyim, they would have gotten their asses kicked for that. And it basically came down to, we don't abide by your quarantine, so you're either going to have to arrest us all or lift your quarantine. And guess what the government did? They all got arrested, and it was fair. Oh, you guys, come on. Come on, buddy. What is wrong with you? The government knows everything. I bet you this guy is a huge government supporter. Look at how fat and gross this guy is. How bad do you think that car stinks? Look at his car. Look at how stupid he looks. Look how inbred stupid he looks.
Well, not everyone has options, right?
I can give you a list of 15, 20 countries off the bat. You can live in.
Irregardless, let's say America is
Irregardless. And then he said irregardless. God damn it!
He's gonna go de-thaw his steaks for dinner.
I mean, do you guys ever ask why this guy is allowed to have 4 million views on this? What's the difference here? Oh, my feed just got cut a little bit, huh? Somebody please tell me, what's the difference? Obviously, going out into the community is one thing. But dude just said irregardless. He's already done the whole, no, I'm not anti-Semitism, no. He's proven he believes in Jesus, and now he says irregardless. Do you not understand? Like, what do you think controlled opposition looks like? Nope. This is a problem. This is a blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But hey, the Jewish guy, the Jesus, yeah, he's the guy. If you're watching this, like, share, and sub. Take 2 seconds, click share. Click Facebook. If you need to, click, or, title it, "This guy's crazy." Come tell him how he's crazy so you don't get in trouble. But help. Help. I'd like understanding when it comes to all this. So if you can help me understand any of this, I would love to know. Israel loves America. Well, Israel loves American dollars, American protection, the illusion of America.
You understand?
Oh, but hold on. Just because there is corruption here, which there is. What are you talking about? Let's not be silly here.
If there would be corruption, the FBI would love to come here first than any other location in the world.
Come on, that's not true.
Well, I read the numbers in Minnesota.
22 people indicted for Medicaid fraud.
Numbers in Minnesota. And listen, you can attack them as much as you want. What they did, that's big numbers, man.
Both of your schools had money laundering. You had people, yes, both.
There's 45 schools.
So BMG had people that were charged with money laundering, and so did the school for special abilities.
As of when?
2019, 2018, 2017. Look it up. It's all over Google.
I don't look it up. You gotta show it. 95% of people in this vicinity, between these 4 or 5 zip codes, work very hard.
Yeah.
So
Where?
if you wanna go
When?
And dig in a place like here, Lakewood,
Where?
the same capital you're gonna find, and this small percentage.
You're making me want to dig now. You're making me want to look.
You're already digging, man. You're digging already.
I'm at Whole Foods. What are you talking about? 4 months?
What do you mean? Go break your head. You can keep on
Go
breaking
break your heads.
No problem. Eventually, where you break your head too much, you end up.
So, is this guy from a foreign country? Where does his accent come from? What accent is that? Did my comment section get shut off? I think my comment section got shut off. I've been thinking it's going to start happening again. It hasn't happened in a while, but is it shut off?
Digging water. When you dig water, there's nothing under it.
You were in Jackson, which is really like.
When you dig water, there's nothing under it? He said, when you dig water, there's nothing under it. And then he was like, there's nothing under the water?
Continuation of your head. You can keep on breaking your head.
I will break my head.
No problem. Eventually, when you break your head too much, you end up digging water. When you dig water, there's nothing under it.
You were in Jackson, which is really like a continuation of Lakewood.
In the last 2 hours.
Probably.
I mean, what do you do in the last 2 hours?
Just put Iran and put Iran and then.
By the way, I don't know if you know how I toppled the government there. They had all these anti-Semitic laws. It was crazy. I had 2 conversations with the White House, and actually DOJ got involved. But anyway, so I don't know. Are you already doing your Lakewood thing?
Yep.
I'm here
US
with
and
Dr.
Israel
Richard Roberts.
attack Iran.
He sold the farm.
Put the news on.
Pharmaceutical company for $800 million. You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016.
Yes.
And you reached out to me. Why did you reach out to me via email?
Because you posted that, first of all, you did your video at Curious Yoel in New York, and got a lot of Orthodox Jews very, very upset.
But why did you reach out to me?
But towards the end of the video, you saw the altruism in the community, and you seem to respect that. And since I could see that you seem to me to have a sincere desire to actually get the real facts, because if you were just bigoted against us, you wouldn't be struck or commenting on the altruism in our community.
You casually toppled the Jackson government. A, what does that mean? B, how did you get a relationship with the White House?
I never spoke to DOJ. I did speak to people in the White House
But-
twice
but-
to tell them what was going on.
Who?
Because
Who in the White House?
I don't want to say.
First off, though, so you mentioned Jackson's a
Why not?
continuation of Lakewood. You toppled the governments. You went to the White House willy-nilly. Called? Okay. You're connected to the White
By
House.
the way, I rarely leave my house.
Which just goes to show the scale of your connections, in my opinion. I hear this voicemail, I'm like, shiver me timbers, who am I dealing with a little bit here, right? This guy's... All right.
That's it.
You might be wondering,
Yeah.
why are mega wealthy Jewish power brokers connected to Donald Trump trying to...
Getting online protection is easier than you think.
More propaganda, says the dumb friar. That's literally all he can say. He's just fucking stupid. This is propaganda.
Trying to set the record
Yeah,
straight with a lowly
sounds like it.
YouTuber like myself. This all begs the question, why are they so afraid of me?
I think that they just don't want you to portray Lakewood in a bad way. That's really all it is.
Is there any bad to see?
How can you portray something in a bad way if it's not bad? Like, this is fucking insane.
Bad to see everywhere. It's good to see everywhere.
Exactly. Good, bad, and the ugly everywhere, right?
100%.
No.
I used to live here in Lakewood when I was
Not like that.
9th, 10th grade. I love Lakewood. There's so much Jewish life here. It's so easy to be Jewish, and everything's cheaper. It's amazing here.
Why did Lakewood become such a large Jewish
Everything's
So I think
cheaper.
it started with BMG, East Medrash Kavoa, and then you had a lot. You know BMG?
Yeah, tell me more about BMG, though, right? I hear it's like the Harvard of yeshivas.
Yes, it's top notch. You just sit and learn all day. You already
Sit and learn. Oh, that looks good.
Most people went to Israel already, came back, and they just sit and learn all the time. It's amazing. I used
They
to do it
sit.
when I was a teenager.
Isn't it funny how that's what they sort of claim, that they just sit and learn about their own one thing all day long. That's all they do. They don't learn about other shit. Oh my God.
And that's what we're going to try to leverage to overthrow this regime and let the people. But our dream is a free Iran that's at peace with its neighbors, and an Iran that does not have nuclear weapons. That's our vision.
Oh my God. That's fucking insane. How is this? Was Netanyahu just here?
The country today. Does he need to make his case to the
Yeah. The president should probably address the country today. Yeah. Go live in Russia if you don't want to be in America so bad, says the dumb friar. Literally, he's saying the same shit we've seen in this video. If you don't like it, then go. You're not supposed to make things better. You're not supposed to improve things for everyone. You're just supposed to bow down.
Place and everything, and I think
But like I say, like look at how dumb Joey is. If he went to yeshiva And he learned all this shit. All they did was sit around and learn all day. All the fake rabbis that come through here, they claim to be rabbis. If all they do is sit around and learn their own shit all day, how come they can never have any intelligent conversation? How come they don't seem to know it? How come it's always like, yeah, well, you know, oh, that's a layered question, and oh, well, that's propaganda, and like, if it's propaganda, tell us how. Tell us what part's wrong. Netanyahu flew out at the same time of the attack. He flew out of the United States at the same time as the attack was going on. He had to get the fuck out of here so we didn't go lynch him. These people, every single one of these people needs to be put in prison. They need to be executed. They need to be put in front of a fire squad. How many civilians did you killed in Iran just now? Like, this is just, you just feel it. You feel it in the air. Like, people are dying right now for Jewish sacrifice. Do they have a holiday going on right now? Is there a Jewish holiday right now, Jim?
Seen your videos all over. I just think that people get nervous and stuff like that, but you're just coming here filming the truth, and you're working just like we are. That's it. We're all in the same boat.
What should we know about Lakewood?
What holiday is it today?
The Gang of Eight, of which you are not a part, but was there any wider outreach to?
Oh, come on. Really? No, it's not Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur was, yeah, it was a couple months ago.
The display in Walmart yesterday was for Passover.
It's Passover right now? No, is it really Passover?
And one more finally before I let you go. Iran has obviously already started to retaliate against U.S. bases in the region. Are you surprised by the speed with which Iran has retaliated in this instance?
Is it a Jewish holiday today? No, that's all. No, it's not Yom Kippur. They have 1,000 ballistic missiles in Iran. It's always they have 1,000 ballistic missiles, do they? Is what? Purim. The festival of lots recalls the rescue of the Jews of ancient Persia from annihilation at the hands of Haman, who cast lots to choose this day for his plot to kill the Jews. Queen Esther and her uncle Mordecai foiled his plan. On Purim, the Megillah of Esther is read, and the holiday is celebrated with festivity, costumes, and noisemakers. Chamat Hashem are the traditional food, gift packs are exchanged, and money is given to the poor. It just so happens that there is a Jewish holiday happening right fucking now. What? 4. Holy shit.
His case to the American people for why he might talk about Iran. He did say that essentially he didn't want Iran to be able to.
They can't have a nuclear weapon. How many years? The fucked up part with it is that nobody ever stands up to it. Nobody ever says, dude, that's a dumb excuse. You guys have been saying that shit forever. They don't have nukes. Why wouldn't they be allowed to have nukes? If they had nukes, why aren't they using them? They should. Like they had weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Exactly. It's the same shit. And fucking, we all know that Kushner is in charge here. Kushner's the one doing all this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get nervous and
Kushner needs to die as well.
Filming the truth, and you're working just like we are. That's it. We're all in the same boat.
What should we know about Lakewood?
Great place. You're always welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we got it's welcoming for the most part. A few guys are fired up. We try to give them the chance.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is exactly what I mean. Why is he trying to be like, no, it's nice? No, it's nice. He's been nothing but harassed and shit. What are you talking about? Look, so somebody just walked right into this before I hit pause. This person just walked right up.
Do a little What whisper did we miss?
Nothing. I gotta go now, but
I love it. To a T. A guy gets a whisper, then he goes quiet. Would you like to say anything? How you doing? Or with this guy whispering in his brethren's ears, he comes up when they're talkative and sweet, and he goes psst, 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 and then they stop talking. It is miraculous. Tyler, good to meet you. What's your name? Let's go. We just met up with a guy. He was like pissed off that we'd like come around here and explore. This guy's killing me, dude. The psst, psst. He's treating you like a child.
The whole world's gonna laugh so much. I know.
This is pathetic. He's treating you like a child. Who is this guy?
Why are you guys
This
being
is
told what to say?
pathetic. Let the man speak. Okay, does that not look like suspicious activity?
Why is there so much secrecy if you have nothing to hide?
Why would he do that? He's the head whisperer. All right, tell me what you're gonna say.
Much money everyone makes in this town? Crazy, man.
What?
The police is also gonna follow us this stuff, alright?
Gonna follow us.
There's a police response, special response unit, and the cops had their internal monologue that they're gonna just trail us around.
Amazing. So given that the cops are being called so often, they're just gonna follow us around all day. Land of the free, home of the brave. And then I stumbled upon a kosher collision. Another example of Lakewood's infamously terrible driving. We were just showing how densely trafficked it is out here, how much traffic there is. We wanted to show some of the driving differences out here.
I don't think you're saying the fear state. This has nothing to do with fence fraud.
So what does that have to do with bad driving skills or snow?
Oh, it's because of the snow.
That's fair.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. There were actually no one on the road.
Totally fair, okay? Need help getting pushed? All right.
Why are you making up a story? Do you need a documentary? There's not one car in sight. What happened?
Oh, you just hit the wall. You didn't hit anyone? Do you need help getting pushed? Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Oh, you're good. More than anyone else. I agree. No, I mean, I'm employed. I employ a lot of people, actually.
You make money for doing nothing.
For doing nothing? Do you think moving capital and charging interest is something more valuable than I do, or what?
Well, I think you should
What?
write about
Tell me.
the hundreds of thousands of people that do favors to people every day.
Tell me more.
Open up a book. You never saw so many charity organizations that they have here. Like,
I know there's so many
So many charity.
501c3s. It makes me wonder: are they all charitable? Are they fiending for tax exemptions? You know, would you say this is a great place to move to for a young family? If I have a kid or a wife, a young wife? Okay. Not just the Jews.
my best friends are good.
Okay.
My best friend's a goyim.
We have a.
He calls him a goyim.
Hey, it's good to meet you. I saw it. What is the name of that organization once again? Hatzolah. Okay, good to meet you.
Hatzolah.
See you later. And we have Hatzolah up here to help the community. Yeah, this guy doesn't even know what the First Amendment is. Don't be a joker, bro. Come on. Yes. Come over here. Come over here. All right. I need to get you like a second number. So what's your Instagram? You have Facebook? No, I don't.
This guy can't let it go.
Hundreds. My phone number's been
You're
leaked.
a little child. Give me a number, I promise you.
Why are you insulting?
I'm not insulting you.
Come on, I'm a little child.
Give me a number.
You're a little child.
All right, look, give me your email. Give me your email. Give me your email.
732. Give me my number.
All right, hold on. And what was your first name?
Put his fucking number out.
Big stuff.
He said it on TV.
I don't even know what's going on. Oh man, these guys are next level. I feel like a. All right, hold on. And what was your first name? We're new
Moisha.
stuff.
You're afraid I see it, he says.
Oh man,
You're
these guys
afraid.
are next level. I feel like I got dropped off on an alien planet, and you might be wondering, what is Hatzolah, and how are they able to blast through red lights like that?
Yeah, they're not actually an official anything. They're quasi-official.
But they think they are cops. If you noticed, they had their lights on, and they just.
Are you guys paying attention to the fact that I have 3 viewers and 16 likes?
With that, I want to bring in NBC's
3 viewers and 16 likes. I hope Iran annihilates Israel. I hope they drop some heavy shit on Israel as soon as possible. But Netanyahu won't be there. Netanyahu, anytime there's any sort of conflict, Netanyahu gets taken to undisclosed locations. You think she's Fryer? What do you think she is? You think she's Fryer? Look at that Shanaz. She talks out the side of her mouth.
Ran a red light, just like a police officer did. No uniform. They had the
One
Jewish
viewer.
uniform on, white pants and the curls.
In a police car is what it looked like, but he's not a police officer, and he's blasting through the lights like he is a cop. There's a Hatzola billboard right there,
All right.
Mike.
Maybe we should do a reset because they're obviously tanking this feed.
Answers to why? Because once again, there's competing has.
I guess we'll do a quick reset to accommodate for this fucking chicanery, this tomfoolery, this dumb fuckery. I mean, it's literally like this whole thing is being presented as if it's Israel and the United States. Why are we associated with Israel? Anyway, let's reset. So I gave you there's a bunch of links in the description to check out. Check those out if you got to go. But come back if you can. Pedophiles kill your